Today we're going to be talking about the hot topic of the One Piece community right now, X-Drake, and what role he's going to be serving in this arc. Don't expect any concrete answers from me, because right now this is purely speculative, since we actually don't know much about Drake as a character, we don't know much of his motives, and Oda could take this in one of millions of different directions. He could honestly do anything with the Drake plot threads. At the end of chapter 990, Drake has this amazing internal monologue where he's clearly conflicted and doesn't really know what to do. He has to make his mind up. In the fan translations, Drake says, "Should I go back to the Marines? No, I have a job to do here." But in the officials, it's kind of different, where he says, "No, that comes later," as in going back to the Marines comes later. But still, even in the official, it's obviously heavily implied that Drake has a mission, a purpose, some sort of job, some sort of big reason as to why he has infiltrated the Beast Pirates and is, playing the role of an undercover cop. That's what we're going to try and talk about today. Why on earth is Drake playing the role of Kaido's subordinate, and how is it possible that even though he's been discovered as somebody disloyal by Queen and the Beast Pirates, he still thinks that he can accomplish something here? How is that possible? What is your mission if it doesn't require you to be under their nose? Because right now he's been discovered, but he still thinks he can accomplish his mission. So, chapter 956, X-Drake was revealed to be a captain of the Marines' secret special force, SWORD. This is a secret force that definitely has some sort of ultimate mission, but that is currently unknown to us. Hell, even the existence of SWORD was unknown to us until chapter 956, where we find out that Drake and Kobe are members of SWORD. We have no idea who else is a member of SWORD, but it has kind of become the consensus within the community that my boy Aokiji is a member of SWORD. Whether or not he is a discussion that warrants its own video, so please expect that on this channel at some point. I know I say that a lot, but I promise you I'm gonna get back in my groove and start pumping out more content for you guys. So let's just go with the idea that Aokiji is a member of SWORD. It's a very, very good possibility. He might not be, but let's just go with that. Because Aokiji is currently in cahoots with Blackbeard and Drake is, a subordinate of the Beast Pirates, I initially believed that one of SWORD's main motives was to infiltrate Yonko crews for the sake of information and to keep an eye on what the Yonko are doing and to serve as surveillance. We have Drake and the Beast Pirates, Aokiji and the Blackbeard Pirates. Chapter 990 told me though that Drake's motive has to be something a lot bigger than just surveillance, because he clearly says going back to the Marines can wait, and he has something to do. He, for some reason, believes that he can still do that something even though he has been discovered. So that begs the question, what on earth is Drake after? If he's been discovered and he can still do this something, then what is that thing? I can think of a million different things that, Drake could be after, what his mission could be, but right now it is obviously purely speculative. We barely have anything to go off of, and that's why the title of this video says discussion and not theory, because I don't think I can make a theory based off of this. We genuinely don't know much at all about Drake's motives. We know he's a very mission-oriented individual and probably a good person at his core because he's associated with Kobe, and I feel like that tells us enough about his personality and even morality. Kobe is an individual who was prepared to die in Marineford just to get a point across. He stepped in front of Akainu being not only his superior, but one of the strongest and most ruthless Marines alive, and Kobe basically challenged Akainu's ideals. This is one of the main reasons I struggle to see Akainu being a member of SWORD, even though he has that sword tattoo, and even though there are very, very compelling arguments for Akainu being a member of SWORD or even the leader of SWORD. I struggle to see Akainu and Kobe working together. They are two individuals who think very different ideologically and definitely don't see eye to eye when it comes to justice and the necessary approach to attaining said justice. Akainu is an extremist. Kobe is a graceful individual. He shows love to people. He isn't the kind of person to go about his work in the same way Akainu would, and I just don't see them working together. So whoever recruited Kobe into SWORD probably sees eye to eye with Kobe. They see the corruption within the Marines and the world government, and they don't want that unnecessary bloodshed. And that's why I could very easily see Aokiji being the leader of SWORD, since that kind of fits his character as we know of him. But regardless of who this person that recruited Kobe is, it's very, very safe to assume that they are a morally righteous individual, which tells me that the entire organization, all of SWORD and all of its members probably fall under that same umbrella of morality. They're good people trying to get a good job done and trying to attain justice in their own virtuous ways. So if I'm correct with this mindset, that tells me Drake is a good person, which also tells me whatever mission he is so dedicated to must be for a good cause. And that kind of narrows it down just a bit. There's still like 100 different potential missions he could be after, but I honestly think it could be something related to poneglyphs. Maybe they're trying to find the true history, find out what happened in the Void Century. What if the Sword unit are trying to uncover the truth of the world government and trying to oppose them through their own means? Perhaps, Fujitora is a member of these guys. Perhaps Garp, Sengoku. Maybe these people have seen the corruption and are actually trying to do something about it themselves and could serve as allies in the final war. Forgive me for just throwing ideas out there right now, but that's kind of what we have to do. You have to be very purely speculative with a situation like this where we have very, very limited information when it comes to Drake as a character, Aokiji, Sword, what their purpose is, and even Kobe. We actually don't know much, but it's very exciting because I feel like Sword is going to be a very major player for the endgame of the story. This is a secret force that's been introduced in Wano. They haven't been around for long, and their purpose, the fact that Kobe is a member of them and he isn't even at Wano, tells me that it's a much bigger organization than just Drake and Kobe, and it's gonna have some very important plot threads in the future of the story. So this is a very short discussion video, but I do think it's necessary because right now, Drake's role in the arc, it seems like it's going to be massive. The fact that he's asking Luffy if they want to team up and help each other, asking him for help, that immediately tells me that Drake is going to have some sort of major role to play, probably going to be involved in the Kaido fight, but then again, he has an ulterior motive. He can't just tag along with Luffy and do whatever Luffy's trying to do. It's not like Law, where Law and Luffy's motives are completely aligned and they're going to do everything together for the sake of success. Here it's different. Drake has an ulterior motive, which makes things so much more interesting, and the fact that we don't know what this ulterior motive is just adds so much mystery and allure to his character that makes everything a lot more enjoyable and entertaining to read. I cannot wait to find out what Sword are after, what X-Drake is after, and who else is a member of Sword. This is an organization that fascinates me incredibly, even though they've only been mentioned in a single chapter. It's insanity. So yeah, that's about it for today's video though, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Like the video if you enjoyed. Please share your comments, theories, thoughts, all of that in the comment section below. I will definitely make sure to read all of them, and if I see something particularly interesting, I may even address it in a video. I hope you guys have a brilliant day. I've been Fiji. Peace.